Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a great day so far. It is wonderful to see everybody. Mel, hey. Good to see you, Mel. Hope you're having a great day. David, hello. David says, hey, everybody. I love starting soon. Penguin, Shawn. Michelle, hello. Angus, hello. Good to see you. One moment. One moment. Not a penguin. Not a penguin, David. Oh my gosh, starting already. At least you didn't call it an Arctic pigeon. The look on your face then was priceless. Now, David, I don't think you were here when I was editing the puffin photos from Iceland, and it turned into this huge joke where everybody was putting pigeon in chat, calling it an Arctic pigeon, and it got me to say, call it an Arctic pigeon. So puffin. Mel says, video doesn't load for me. I'll get on YouTube. Okay. Let me know when you're there. David says, I was there for that. I couldn't remember it was Arctic pigeon. Oh, okay. Gotcha, David. Hello, everybody. My name is Shawn Kozel. I'm a photographer. I'm based in Germany. If you're watching this on Behance, you can click on my icon all the way at the top, and it will take you to my Behance page, which is this. Give me a follow, and you will be notified when I go live. If you're watching this on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, like I think Mel's going to jump over to, YouTube that is, you will see a link in the description right here. It loads now. Welcome back, Mel. You'll see a Linktree link right there. You can click on that and you can find me every place where I'm at on the interwebs. And also, if you would like to share your work with me, you can actually join my Discord, and I will be showing your work off like I'm going to be doing in a little bit other people's work. If you like what I do, feel free to subscribe and or buy me a cup of joe. So, today was going to be a slightly different day, and things changed. So, we're going to jump in and look at your work, look at the community's work to begin with, and then we'll get into some editing. So let's jump over into the Discord. And to begin with, we have Mafu. I'm currently working on this piece for an art collaboration with Mama Mafu, my mom. She drew this awesome pumpkin heart, and she allowed me to turn it into an anime character. She's supposed to be a pumpkin heart magical girl. I never drew a magical girl, so she may have had a different first impression on you. Do tell me what you think. I'll start coloring this peppy gal tomorrow. I hope you'll be looking forward to allowing her to cast some pumpkin magic into your heart. Okay, so this was Mama Mafu's a pumpkin heart. I like the message. Simply be. Simply be. I like that. Then let's jump over into Mafu's. Go ahead and make this bigger. And this is the pumpkin gal. Pumpkin magical gal. I am like really bright. There we go. I was feeling a bit washed out there. Lots of fun. I like it. It's it's really nice. It's got some good motion. It doesn't have too much motion, not like David's motion, but, and I don't mean too much like you have too much motion, David. I'm just saying it's got some motion. I like it. All right, give that a heart. Give that a heart. And Mafu, thank you for sharing. Can't wait to see the colored version. All right, we have Lydia. Hi, all. I know the Lighten Art Challenge has ended a while ago, but still want to share with you some more about my illustration. I skipped the research part. Who would want to see the anglerfish in real? Oliver, hello. Also trying out Sandrine's new fonts for the project. I think it looks great for a children's book as well. So, okay. Let me go ahead, put this into chat if you would like to follow along. Okay. Your light, my delight. I dig it. I dig it. This illustration was the third and last piece of work I created for a challenge, Art and Light, which was hosted by Shawn. That wasn't the name, was it? Now you got me thinking. Light and Art. Okay. With the time running short, I posted the work and loosely made up suspenseful story ending, but I found it interesting and would like to share a bit more with you. Please do. Let's dive into the story. Ooh, this is story time, everybody. Everyone gather around. Gather around on the floor. It's story time. Once upon a time, there was a little crowned fish. Got lost deep in the ocean, blah, 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 blah. A few moments later, in the cold darkness, it saw something sparkling and swam towards it without hesitation. And there it was, the source of light, the beacon of warmth, the shiny bulb. Utkarsh, hello? Oh, Lord. Burnt, hello. To its surprise, an anglerfish was waiting there silently right underneath of it. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. Oh. I like this. I like how Lydia put this together. We got a great way to do the close-ups. Now we've got the sketching. Today I have learned how to animate a camera around an object. Good. I'm assuming you are talking about After Effects. Alien-like. These are some fun thumbnails. I like that. The progress. Wow. Okay, this is really interesting. So went from a sketch, went into full vector in Illustrator, added some text, the lighting, Sandrine, hello. Do you recognize the font Sandrine? Ah, Blender, okay. We will discuss After Effects in a moment. Glad you brought that up. It reminded me. Okay. I really love the way this project is put together. Oh, what about the story? The ending? Yes, yes. Where would the little crown fish end up eventually? Who says there is only one final destination? This is a children's story, like finding something you know. The danger is highlighted in the illustration, but surely it has a light ending, right? Thanks for watching. And font credit by Sandrine, our very own Sandrine. Give that an appreciation. Great and fun project. Okay. We got a dark joke down here. That's funny. That's funny. All right, Lydia, that is a fun project. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Very cool. All right, next off, we have our other very own Frank. Dream poster to celebrate Black History Month. Posted a few days late, but I made it in February. Does it count? Yes, it does count. So good. Love the use of the reds, especially in the jacket. Sandrine says, thanks for the credit. It's appreciated. I found out yesterday that my font was distributed on other websites, which is all good and within the license terms. Just that it's been downloaded hundreds of times. Congratulations, Sandrine. Very cool. This is a great use of the colors. This is wonderful. All around great. Okay, so Frank. Monte Carlo. One of my bad pictures processed to give a black and white effect with a red accent. Then I made a sketch poster of it. Any comments? I still have to work on the red section of the sketch poster. It's too solid. It doesn't fit well with the rest of the image. I would like to make it more blended. Okay, so this is the original. The black and white. Or almost black and white. And then the sketch poster. Yeah, I see what you mean. I like it. I like it. I see what you mean about the red. I mean, I think that could be a pretty easy fix. Maybe using curves. Maybe. All right, another one by Frank. Hold on really quick. Okay. I just had to make sure everything was okay. Mafu! We were just talking about you. Hello. We were looking at your sketch and of your pumpkin magical girl or gal. Okay. Frank says, Are you ready? Image made for last month's creative challenge. I really like to mix images with text. That's all for this week. So I saw this on the Discord, Photoshop Discord, and what is? Oh, I had the mouse was like right there on my head, and I'm like, what is going on with the keying? What is that? Okay. Saw this on the Discord and really liked it. Did a really good job. The "Are you ready?" And then on the floor down here, we got a question mark. So yeah, very fitting. I like the noise. You added a lot of noise into it, but also as an overall effect. Great job. Intertwining. Very nice. Nicely done. Going through the D right there. Noise. So nice. Great work. That's a fun poster. All right, so Mel slipped in. Not really if this is a Kozel stream worthy, but it was a sample of a concept I had made for a client in Premiere Pro and After Effects. It always helps me gauge how long it would take, work out any kinks, plan better for the day of the shoot, and show this to other clients who might be interested in showing off their clothing in such a way. All right, so let me go ahead. I will pass this along. If you would like to follow along, so let's jump over into Instagram. And I am not going to play the music. The cat left the ball. Or did she pick it up? This is really cool. I see some masking issues, which is going to be really hard to get with so much going on. You have the shadows. The shadows are actually really nice that are in there. Yeah, this is tough. This is great work. You can get away with a lot of stuff because it is motion and you don't know how long somebody's going to be paying attention to it. Barbara, good morning. Great job. I'm curious, like, how long did it take you? Did you use the new rotoscope? Wow. Mel says, yep, using a green screen fabric was not so great on the right. The paper backdrop worked better, but it wasn't wide enough. Yeah, I see little glitches. A lot of ultra keen, but where I had the fabric, I rotoscoped. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the only thing, and I caught this just because this, the model here, like right there, only because obviously I've got a green screen. I know, you know, and as a photographer, yeah, great work. And the amazing thing is you're only going to be getting better. That's awesome. So Mel, thank you for sharing that. It's cool. I think that's all that we've got to check out today. So, all right, let's actually jump over into Lightroom Classic. Let me switch sides. Now, I've gone through, constructive criticism is always welcome. Well, you know, hopefully it helps. I mean, I'm assuming with the green screen, it looks like you did on that one subject. Let's get back. It almost, you should be able, now I'm assuming here, off the top of my head, I'm assuming, because I've never tried this with a green screen. I've never tried to do the rotoscope and also the green screen. But could you pull, I'm thinking this through. Could you key it? Could you key a rotoscope? You should be able to. So if you have the selection, you've got it. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. You know, you've got a lot of green coming through, spill. And one downfall for that, and I know Mel knows this, this is for everybody else, is the closer to the background. Mel says you can. Okay. The closer the subject is to the background when it comes to keying, the more green halo you get. If I come into here, I've got a little bit of sometimes a green halo. I am probably 5 feet, almost 2 meters from my backdrop, but I also have a lot of lights going on. So I'm far enough away that I really shouldn't get a lot of spill, but you know, it's okay for streaming. So that's kind of the difficult part. Let me switch sides. I think that's a difficult part, using green screens, and the way that you recorded this is because you've got a lot of motion coming up and back, and so you have to shoot, well, the subjects have to be so far back so they can walk forward if you don't have a large enough studio. I mean, it's you being able to have that much space to walk. I mean, that's far. That is far. So Mel says, yes, I could have worked more with the spill suppressor as well. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, totally my problem, very small space. That's everybody's problem. I've never heard anybody say, this is horrible. My studio is too big. I've heard him say, oh, this is horrible. My studio is too expensive. But I've never heard anybody say, oh, my studio is too big. Okay. Now let's get over to some a little bit more boring subjects. For those of you that may have joined last 2 weeks ago. Oh, speaking of last week. Okay, nope, we got to go big head mode for this. Speaking of last week with the triangles. A conclusion was given. Mel, you are always welcome. A conclusion was given to me by Kyle. And when I say Kyle, I mean Evan and Kyle from the After Effects hotline. And Kyle sent me an email and was like, no. It was quite amusing. I said, I sent, just so you know, I sent them an explanation of what I was trying to make. I sent them the stock file that Oliver found. I sent the stock file so they could see the finished product, and I explained to them what I tried to do. And Kyle's response was pretty much like, yeah, this would be very easy to do in 3D apps, and to do this in After Effects would take so many expressions that it would bog down your computer. So no. And then at the bottom you wrote like, use the right app, use the right program for, or just use the right program, something like that. Because I was asking, can you do this in After Effects? So from the team, they were like, no. Oliver says they don't know how to do it either. Oh, right. So yeah, it's a 3D thing. Yeah. Yep. It was a funny response that I got. So that project is going to be collecting dust. All right. A couple weeks ago, I went down to the river and was doing some photography, running some tests with my camera, with the 3D focus, things of that nature. And I came back, and I know I showed these off, some of them, not as exciting of a subject as Mel's, but you got to do what you got to do. So I was shooting at a high-speed shutter, trying out the 3D focus. Now, normally when I am photographing animals, I do not use the 3D focus. I try to use the spot focus, and at least that confirms what we suspected. It's done in 3D and not in After Effects. Yes. Well, and also that's what it said on the title of the stock video. So normally I will use a small group for focusing, or possibly spot focusing. Hello. And so, yeah, I really wasn't too happy with what we were getting there. I do want to work on this one. So what we're going to do right now is do some quick culling. And we're going to see what we get here. Oh, so close. make a GIF out of it. It would be a boring GIF though. Scroll back up. I mean, that's what it would look like. No Netflix, just a lake and a tree. It's chill time. Yeah, no Netflix. All right, so I'm also, you know, when I'm looking at these, I'm trying to double check what I've got for contrast. I'm watching the background. I see the most boring cat bouncing its head up and down almost everywhere these days. So boring, can go viral. Yeah. Go viral with a heron going up and down with its head. Oh, I get you. That was not a high speed. Got here, let me check. God, I wish I would have caught that one. And I did not. Lost focus. Same thing. We'll see what we can get out of that one. Let me give that a 3. I like that, but I don't know if I can get the eyes. Let's give it a 3. This is kind of cool. It's just not telling a story. I mean, I love the feathers. I love what we've got going on here. The detail, the water, you know, they were fighting. But it's not really telling much of a story. That one's pretty cool. I may have to take these. I may have to take these into Photoshop and see if I can make them longer, like turn it into a panoramic. It's too close to the edge. but I may be able to extend that. Devlin, hello. The story is only in Goosish. Goes like honk, honk, honk. It's true. Mind that one. I like this. You know, even though, yeah, you can see the eye. Let's go ahead. We'll grab that one. I like the fact that it's running on the water, trying to take off. Okay. And these two were fighting. I don't like geese either, but, you know, you gotta, when that's all that I had that day. That one had one leg. Yes, it's just starting to go down. I mean, you can see when, let me actually, yeah, this is all debris. This is an island. Hold on really quick. Let me grab that one. And this one. Hitting D for develop. And for right now, let's just hit auto. So we can see what we've got going on. At this point of the river, it's like a kilometer wide. So this is an island that's actually in the middle of the river. And there was a lot of debris. Ah, not sharp. That one's kind of cool. It is the Rhine, yes. Okay. Give me one quick second, everybody. I will be right back. Steven, hello? All right, sorry about that. Just in time for a commercial break. This looks like a vortex. Okay, moving on. Now, again, I'm not sure what kind of bird that is. I'm liking that. I think I like the splashes there better. All right. Loving that one. Loving that one. See what we've got. That one's a little bit better with the placement. Would say he needs a haircut. That is true. It's true. All right, trying to dry his wings. Looks like maybe I missed that one. And we're gonna see what we can get out of that one. Just some geese. Just some geese. Okay, let's see what we've got here. One thing that I need to do really quick is let's go ahead and select the first one. And I do not have these in a collection. So scroll back up to the top and get these. Holding shift, we're going to select right there. We're going to come up here above my head. We're going to hit the plus button and we are going to create a collection. And we're going to call this, call it the Rhine 24. We're going to leave it in the selected or include selected photos, and we're going to create. And now you can see we've got our collection right behind my head. So this way, scrolling back up to the top, you can come up to our attributes and say, nah, just give me the 3 stars. Okay. How deep was the Shawn in the waters? Well, I was not in the water, but, well, Okay, so first off, the Rhine River was very high, and so it was just below my feet. Now, when I'm photographing with my 500mm lens, I have a monopod. It's carbon fiber, and so I would, have it at eye level. So that's where I was, but due to the fact that the river is so wide, it kind of looks like that. Like I'm in the water or close to it. Okay. General, hello there. So we've got these selected. So first thing that I want to do is get these. I know I want to work on that one for sure. This one for sure. Okay, we're going to start with this one because I like this. We're going to go ahead, go D for default. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reset it. What we've got going here is I always shoot dark. Because I'm shooting raw, I know I can always bring it back. So we're going to go into our details, and over here at the bottom, we're going to use denoise. Now, the reason I'm going to denoise it is because I shot this at ISO 400, which may seem pretty low, but there are definitely some noise artifacts going on. So if I lose some frames right now, stay with me, everybody. Go ahead, denoise. And that may be a little bit too much. Bruce, hello. Yeah. Hopefully we're not losing any frames. Denoise the noise. Satria, hello. Welcome in. Okay. I need to eat Indomie. I don't know what Indomie is. I don't know. I apologize. Okay, so let's go ahead and first off, let's go into our crop. Just give this a little bit of straightening. Now, go ahead, take this down quite a bit. I am using the rule of thirds. If I want to go through, I can hit O and check out the different overlays. Now, once I end up getting to an overlay like this one that I like, I can hold shift and it will move everything around. So I can kind of, get a good idea. So the story that I am thinking about, and let me go ahead and reset that because I did not lock up here. We're going to lock that. Kind of the story that I'm wanting to tell is not just the bird, but also a little bit of the flooding. And as you can see here, this is really interesting. Right now, we've got this branch coming up through here, through these trees, coming down. And we've got these lines coming down to the bird. So I'm kind of liking that. It's pretty close to the rule of thirds also. And I'm looking to see if we've got like any funky tangents or anything happening. Go ahead, hit close. Are you seriously trying to sell noodles on my stream? That's the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard. Okay. Let's go ahead. First off, we're going to try auto, and that did not a good job. Command Z, we're going to bring that back. Okay, just kidding. Oh. I was like, okay, I find it hilarious when people come into, you know, Behance is for artists. And people that come in and are looking for jobs, we're all kind of looking for jobs. Come on. All artists here. Okay, bringing the exposure up a little bit. Now we're going to bring up the whites. We lost. Okay. Be the artists. All right, this is bothering me now. Go ahead, we're gonna go G. Get back up into our attributes, come on. Oh. Command. Wait a minute. Okay, Command E. We're going to jump over into Photoshop. There we go. Let me open up my properties. Mafu says, I agree with all of us being artists, but I didn't know that all of us had to look for jobs here. No. Yeah, like Sandrine said, you're always on the hustle. All right, we're going to go Command J. We're going to duplicate that layer just to be on the safe side. And we're going to... Let's do... Come on now, Photoshop. We're going to add a new layer. We're going to come into our colors. We're going to jump into a 50% gray. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go Option Delete. We're going to fill that. And you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. Let's grab this layer. Go Filter. We are going to go down to High Pass, and I am watching the heron. Do that. Take this down to soft light. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Just trying to sharpen that up a little bit. I think I'm okay with that. Let's go Command S. We're going to save this back out to Lightroom Classic. And we're going to finish our editing in Lightroom Classic while this saves. Nora's asking who's preparing ramen. Sandrine says, I need to learn how to do proper ramen from scratch, but not the noodle. I have a lot of soft spots for yakisoba. I love soba noodles. All right. Talking about noodles. Let's jump into Lightroom Classic. And here is our PSD. So hitting D for default. Now, let's see what we want to do. Let's increase our whites. We're going to bring our shadows down. Did you catch one catching a fish? Guess they are not only standing there for bathing. Let me think here. Hold on. One moment. Give me a moment. No. Nope. That's loud. Why am I doing this? Hold on, everybody. Jeez. Let me get through the all of the birds. Okay. I'm trying to get through on this time. To answer your question, I did not catch one eating a fish, but I know that was pretty recent. Trying to remember if it was after these swans. Oh, now we're into puffins. Where can I download great brush for Photoshop? What do you want to do with the brush? I think that is the first question. I'm not going to go through here. Okay, we're moving on, people. Frank, hello. Like a scratch brush. I don't know. Kyle, probably let's jump over into Photoshop really quick. Let me make a new file. Create. First off, if you want Photoshop brushes for free, let's go ahead, hit B for brush, D for our default colors, and let's grab, what brush do we have? Let's even put in scratch. I have a ton of scratch brushes. We've got, let's grab that one. And we've got a scratch brush. Now, let's just say, hey, I don't have that brush. Where is it? What you do is you come up here to the cogwheel in Photoshop. You click on the cogwheel and you say, hey, I want more brushes. You click on that, it will open up Kyle T. Webster's, and there are thousands of brushes. Now, I think the scratch brushes would probably be in the dry media. Jumping back over into Photoshop, let's see where this one is located. Kyle's Concept Brushes is where it is. So, jumping back out, you've got crosshatches. Oh, here's a ton of rake brushes. There you go. And lettering, halftones, art makers, concept. Bam, right there. Charcoal. So, yep, it is included in your subscription for Photoshop. There are tons of brushes. And it's very easy to make your own brush. Let's go ahead and Option Command. Let's make a new layer. Getting back into our brushes. Go ahead, close that down. And I've got beetle brushes. I even have a women's face brush. So you can make brushes out of anything. I've got birds. Just taking photos of my own and making brushes. A beetle brush. Oh, say it 3 times. Say it 3 times. And of course, okay, pro tip, pro tip, pro tip. Let's make another layer. And I don't know why that's green now. But this texture is actually Kyle T. Webster's, I believe, thumbprint. Okay? So, at any point in time, if you go into your brush settings and you get a brush like this, what you can do is you come over here to texture. Let's do something different. Let's grab not a smooth, no texture there. Okay, we've got a texture here. So, hitting D for our black, you can see the texture we've got going right there. What you can do is within your brush setting panels, you see texture right there. Now, the way that this works, let's take our opacity down to like 40. The way, 30. The way this works, and I should be using a tablet, is there is a texture that is automatically placed over this entire canvas. And what happens is the texture is shown through. So if I come over here to where it says texture, clicking on that, you can see the texture is right here. You can invert it, or if you hit this plus button, it will actually save that texture into your textures. So now if I go in and make a new layer, didn't need to make a new layer, and we go into a pattern fill and I scroll all the way down, here is that pattern from that brush. That is a cool texture. I'm glad I did that. That's a cool texture. I like that. So you can actually bring the textures from the brushes as a pattern into Photoshop. So, okay. The path of tangents, lake, birds. Go ahead, close that down. We don't need that. Okay. Lydia, hello. We checked out your work earlier today, Lydia. Thumbprint evidence, Devlin says. Funny. Ziad, hello. Welcome in. Okay, we're going to bring up the exposure a tiny bit. I don't know if I really want to cool this. Ooh. It could use a little bit of cooling. I like that. We're going to add a tiny bit of contrast. And the entire time I'm doing this, I am focusing on this bird. This is our subject. So that is what I am focusing on completely. Bring our blacks in just a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more texture. I think I want to, ooh, no. Yeah, a tiny bit of dehaze. That's doing it for me. Bring up the vibrance just a bit. Nah, it was not rough. I have seen... Wow, what a difference. I have seen the wind blow up the Rhine so much that it actually looks like the river is going up. Sandrine, have a great day. Take care. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's go ahead. We are going to grab a radial gradient. Make this kind of big. If it was a little bit smoother, we would have been able to get more of a reflection, and we did not. We did not. We're going to duplicate, invert that mask. Going to spread this out a little bit more. And I'm going to bring down the exposure just a bit. We're going to increase the blacks just a bit. And back here. I'm digging that. This color up here, that is just, it's pulling my eye too much. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive into, let's get into our color mixer and let's check out our hue. Zoom in. I am not liking any of that. So I am going to hold down the Option key, and as you can see, it says Reset Hue. I'm going to go ahead, hit Reset Hue. We're going to go into our saturation, and I'm going to desaturate this a little bit. Let's zoom out. Okay, that's better. That is not pulling my eye as much. So I like that. Let's go ahead. We're going to jump into our effects. I'm going to give a little bit more of a vignette. We need to save our highlights in the water. So holding down the Option key, dragging on over for our highlights. That's okay. Can add just a tiny bit of grain going into our detail. Let's see here. And we're going to sharpen, holding down the Option key on our mask, and make sure that we're just sharpening the edges. There. So that is actually not where we started. This is where we started. That was with the denoise and a crop. And this is the final edit. I like it. Okay. Oof. I have a preset for edge sharpening now because I realize I was pretty much always setting sliders to the same places. That is really smart. We can talk about presets. Out of the dark tunnel into the radiant light. Good job. Thank you. Let's take... We'll take this one. Angus, take care. Have a great day. We're going to hit D for develop. And let's go ahead. We're going to reset this back. Now, let me jump sides here. Okay, so talking about presets, we're going to shut down our navigator right now. We're going to hit D for our development, which we are here. And we're going to come into our presets. So I don't know if everybody knows this or doesn't know this, but we have the new adaptive presets. This is using Adobe Sensei, the AI, to actually add masks. So when I'm talking about that, if we come over into the masks and I say, okay, I want to select subject. So I can click and it's detecting what the subject is. And there we go. We've got it. So let's go ahead. We can remove that mask. So guess I have to do something to it before I remove it. Dang, that did a good job. Okay, delete all masks. Lydia, have a great day. Okay. Satria, take care. Have a good day. Let's get into the adaptive subjects. So we can do pop, warm, cool, cool, soft, vibrant, or glow. So as we hover over these, you are getting a very minute. These are really subtle. Well, that's giving me a glow. But if I add this glow preset, you can see right here, it automatically does, with one click, it made this mask. It's named it glow right there. So it can be really powerful. Now, at the same time, go ahead, delete all masks. Let's jump back here. Let me make sure, okay, everything is set. If you wanted to actually do that, so let's come in here. We're going to grab the mask. We're going to do a select subject. We're going to increase the exposure, and let's do something crazy. We're going to turn it blue. Okay. So if I wanted to make this as a preset, very important. I have all these presets over here. You come up here to the plus. You click on the plus. You hit create preset. Now, what you need to do is you need to include your masking here. Also, which is very important to do, is support the amount slider. So when you do a preset, you're gonna be able to go in and actually give the amount of the preset that you want to use. Designer, does the sharpness works like Photoshop high pass? Yes and no, because it's the mask. Would be a good brush as well. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me cancel out of that. We are going to delete all masks. Now, okay, how can I say this? Coming into the sharpening, let's go into detail. Let me switch sides here. Okay, when you are sharpening in Lightroom Classic, you are doing an overall 100% sharpening. Okay, it's over the entire image. That is why I add the mask to the edges. Now the high pass filter kind of is the same thing, but you are telling it how much on the edges. So in the idea of the mask, I mean, I would not compare a sharpening mask with a high pass filter. You know, I need an image, Shawn. Nah, let's stay here. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's do people. Yeah, let's edit this guy. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to Command J. Now, when you go in and you go filter, and you know what? Let me turn this into a smart object just to be on the safe side. Using my shortcut key, filter, other, high pass. Now, right now, it's difficult to see, but let me bring the radius up. So the higher the pixel radius is, the more coverage of the sharpening, but it's not more sharpening. But you don't want to sharpen the whole image. You want to sharpen the edges. So I'm bringing this down so you can just barely see anything at all. Just the minimum edges, especially on people's face. If you go too much, we hit OK. Then we turn this into a soft light. And let me zoom in so we can look at his face. It's sharpening everything, and it feels like it's adding grain. I'm really surprised. This is not a good photo to work with, but it's overall sharpening everything. And if you have anybody with blemishes, with not good skin, anything like that, it's just going to bring it out even worse. So let's jump back into our smart object. We can bring that down. Yeah, this was not a good image to choose, but I can see it. I don't know with the compression of streaming if you can see it, but it's sharpening up a little bit. That was a bad photo to choose. Way to go, Shawn. I thought, hey, people will like there's a dog. By making a brush out of the flying bird is what I meant. I don't know if I need any more bird brushes, Bruce. Say that a lot. Bird brushes Bruce. I mean, see which I know I've got. Ooh, we need to get that back up to 100. Our flow. Okay. We've got those birds. Let me bring that around a little bit. We've got those birds. I actually have 2 flocks of birds. We've got those birds. I don't think I need more birds. Got a seagull. I'm not saying you had to make it. Okay, Bruce. Get out of the presets. Navigator window, because I love the navigator window. And go ahead, hit G for grid. Let's see, which one, this guy. This one I think is gonna be a little difficult. You know what, before we do that, we're gonna play with this one really quick. So we're gonna hit G for grid. We're gonna go Command E and jump over into Photoshop. Go ahead, get rid of that. No, thank you. And we're gonna see how this does. Let's go up. Let's check out our size here. We're gonna go image size, 5,000 by 3,000. Okay. All right, we're gonna try it. We're gonna hit C for crop. And we need a little bit more space. So let's just go ahead and generate. See what we get. That looks pretty good. That is surprising. Thankfully, it didn't like add a fish or something. I kind of like that one. I think that works for me. All right. Oh no. How can I do this? Let's go. I gotta get out of this. Let's get back into Lightroom Classic. I did not denoise. So we need to denoise this before anything. So let's go ahead, hit denoise. Wow, you can really see the noise up here in the wing. Okay, 25 seconds. I will be right back, everybody. All right, sorry about that. It is a goose. They're nothing if not noisy. That's true. Hello? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. Zunyan, hello? Hopefully I said it close. Welcome in. All right, so we've got our denoise. If we hit G for grid, you can see we've got our enhanced noise reduction. And let's go ahead, take that one, jump over here. Let's take this. Give me 200%. And okay. Much nicer. Gosh, that does a great job. Does a great job. Okay, now let's get back. So I'm going to go Command E. Let's jump over into Photoshop. There we go. And let's do this again. And generate. Oh, lordy. Okay. I think I like that one. Let's go ahead. We're going to go Command S to save. Wait for it. All right, let's jump back into Lightroom Classic. And here is our PSD. Now, I think for this one, I am going to go a little bit different. Let's go ahead. And we do not need any lens corrections. We don't need transform. Let's jump into our basics. Now, I was thinking for this one, we could warm things up. So let's go out. Let's bring down our highlights a little bit. Let's bring up our shadows. Actually, let's see. We darken that up. This might be too much. Some splashes to the right are missing from the not visible second goose and the second goose itself. Yeah. Yeah, we're moving on. I think I waited a little bit before this goose decided to take off. Let's go into our mask. We are going to go select subject. We're going to see how it does, and it does wonderful. We can bring up that exposure. Let's scroll down a bit. We're going to bring up the texture. Let's actually zoom in so you can see. We're going to bring clarity up a bit. The trace in the water is missing, I'd say. The trace? I don't know what you're talking about, the trace in the water, but it's running on the water to fly away. So you can see it. We've got a step, 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 step. Okay. Getting back in now. Bring that up. Bring that up a little bit. I'm gonna actually bring down the clarity just a bit and bring down the texture just a tiny bit. We're gonna add a little bit of vibrance. Oh, I see what you're saying. There was no second goose here though. There was no second goose. I don't remember. Because what occurred, oh, come on. Is this goose came in, and this goose came in after the Canadian goose and they were fighting. And then it took off running. So there's no second goose. Like, I don't know where this splash was coming from because I've got them in like every single one, but there's no second goose. Was there? Crud. Maybe there was. Okay. It's physically not possible to have splashes in front. We're working in Photoshop. Anything is possible. All right. Getting back. Let's go into... No, you're probably right. Let's do some color grading. Let me see. Let's do it one by one. Did the goose bang its head in the water? It's possible. Okay, 215. Vikram, hello. Vikram says, hi everyone on the Behance chat. What was the duck chasing? I don't know. Want that to be 25. This is too much. I don't mind the blues. The goose were chasing other geese, Vikram. Sorry, I was focusing. Focus. Focus. Wow, it's just way too much. Way too much. I'm not liking where this one is going. I am not. It was very overcast, Bruce. Bruce is asking, what kind of day was it when you took this, Shawn? Overcast, sunny. Very overcast. You wouldn't, yeah. It was good photography weather. Okay, now I'm starting to like it. All right, let's go ahead, hit G for grid. We've got nothing for the attributes. Let me show you here. You can kind of see it was just a gray day. It was just gray. Caroline, hello. Oh, haha. Bruce is saying, you think overcast days are best days for photography? Thoughts? That is a big head moment. So first off, harsh lighting, and let me actually go ahead and find some harsh lighting. And by harsh lighting, I'm talking about lighting that is straight overhead. Pretty harsh. Yeah, you know what? That's... time was that? 3 p.m. Okay. So you can see this is in Santorini, and we've got beautiful blue skies. And you're gonna get a lot of harsh lighting, which means harsh shadows. Now, when you're photographing people, you do not want harsh shadows. You want soft, very soft. Think of it this way. I'm going to take the softener off of this light, turn it on, and you can see what's happening. So this is what you're getting with like harsh light. And, you know, I've got a ton of lights here, so, you know, it's just, it's not good. So having diffused soft light that is going through, let's say, clouds are really the best to get good lighting. This is going to be bright. Now, one way that I've heard people talk about it is if you hold, let me get back. I keep hitting the wrong button. If you hold your hand up and you look at the shadow, can you see all 5 fingers? If you can see all 5 fingers within the shadow, it's too bright. It's too harsh. The lighting is too harsh. You want it diffused. You want it soft. Like literally the best lighting is the sun because it's the largest going through clouds. Okay. See if I've got, nope, that's cloudy, cloudy, cloudy. I mean, clouds, great clouds. Well, everything is white. Okay, let me get back to the birds. Back to the birds. I tell you, the best lighting is like a 6-foot softbox, very close to the subject. So nice. Oh, I'm running out of water. I am running out of water. Okay. I want to work on this guy. This is probably going to be the last one. Unless anybody's got questions or anything like that. We can always jump into other things. So let's go ahead, hit D for develop. First thing I want to do is denoise. Let's see what we've got. And yes, it needs to be denoised. So go ahead, noise. When I'm doing this, am I losing frames? Sometimes, not always. Okay. For this one, I'm gonna go... I mean, you can really see the noise up here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. Stick with me. I'm gonna have to go to my blue cup. When I see your thousands of photos in the foreign, do you ever just sit down, do nothing, and look around you? Or do you just close your eyes and enjoy the smell? Or do you just... Okay, Steven. That is a really interesting question. So, for those of you that don't know, PJ, hello. I've been to like 37 countries, maybe more now, 38, I don't know, something like that. I need to do a count. Countless cities all over Europe, a little bit out of Europe. And probably one of the greatest things that helped me enjoy it was my camera. Not so much, I mean, I love taking photos, I love editing photos, but what it taught me was to slow down and look around. When I was younger, I never traveled. I've been all over the United States, but it was for family and stuff. And it was always in my mind, I had to get to the destination. Always the destination. Go, 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 get to the destination. Then you can relax. And when I first got here to Europe 12, 13 years ago, Robert, hello. In my mind, that was how I started. And one of the first trips that the wife and I did, I think was to Munich. And it was amazing. And it was so wonderful because everything was new to me. Every single thing. Seeing these half timber homes, seeing, German, just seeing everything. So I was like amazed, and I was taking thousands of pictures because it was brand new to me. I'd never seen anything like this before. And at the same time, it started making me stop. Like I started searching and looking for things and looking at the details and looking around. Now, the same thing, like when it comes to cathedrals, because we really don't have real cathedrals in the United States. I love cathedral architecture. I love it. I love the stories of the people that made the cathedrals. And I know so many, little tidbits and cathedral crusades, as it's called. But the problem was, being from America, you walk into this massive cathedral and you're like, oh my God. And you miss all the details, the size, the scope, it's amazing. And you're just in awe. So it took me a while to actually get out of that awe, being just amazed by it. Evie, hello. And being able to see the details, to learn just more about it. So it's kind of, the camera has slowed me down, and it helped me open up my eyes to actually look and see where I'm at. So, were you a photographer at that time, or how far into photography? Okay, so we're getting ready to move to Europe. And I'm like, well, we need a camera. Like the cameras that I've had were film cameras. And I'm like, okay, I want an actual digital camera. So I went out right before we moved. So again, this is like 14 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was, 13, 14 years ago. And at that time, what was it? Best Buy. Went to Best Buy and picked up a Sony point and shoot camera. And so in my mind, I wanted to share my experience of Europe with my family. And the best way to do it at that time was Facebook. So I would post hundreds of photos a day or a week because we were traveling and exploring so much. And my family were like, oh my God, I'm so sick of all these photos. Just stop. And that helped me learn how to cull my images. That taught me how to actually go through and pick and choose my favorite photos. So it was slowing you down, Facebook these days. Yeah. Now I only stream on Facebook. I don't post anything to Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now, streaming to Facebook. So, okay. My response to that would have been no problem. I can save them all up and do a slideshow when I get back. Michelle, have a good walk. Okay. I was just thinking about what I want to do with this image. Let's go ahead and try some stuff. I want to make sure that it's denoised. Yep, it's denoised. Okay. So we've got our denoise. Let's jump in. First off, let's go ahead and we're going to grab a subject mask. It did pretty good. Steven, no problem. One of the things that I enjoy is really talking about my experiences, what I've been through, and if that can help somebody else, I think it's great. Let's duplicate and invert. Let's try something here. My father was get in the car, no side trips or enjoying the trip. Well, I was a jerk of a kid, PJ. I mean, not saying I'm not a jerk now, but yeah. This may not work. What I'm doing here is I am trying to create as much, ooh, that's getting nice. Trying to create as much contrast between the bird and the water as possible. The greatest thing, okay. What time is it? 2:20. I won't show that. All right. So here is, well, you know what? I can. Hold on really quick. This is really important, and people hate it initially because they don't fully understand it. But grab to, where do we want to go? Northern Ireland, Porto, Nice, Amsterdam. Pula. Let's do Porto. Okay. Be on this side. So, I know I've shown this once before, but this is called Cyjek. It used to be called Tripomatic. Cyjek. Now, when I travel, because we travel so much, the number one worst thing to do on a trip when you're traveling is to go to breakfast and go, what do you want to do today? That is the absolute biggest waste of time. So, one of the things that I do, and I've got tons of these, but what I like to do is actually I create a PDF file. I have everything planned, where making sure all of the highlights of what we want to see, where we want to go, and so you can see everything that we've got going on for each day. Now, this is a way for me to actually say, okay, I'm ranking these things. I want to make sure if I'm going to this city for the first time, this is what I want to see. This is where we're going to go. Now, the interesting thing, the best things that we've done is get lost. Hands down, the best. Let me jump into here. Let's go my trips. And what's a good one? Do we have Dubrovnik, Rome, Istanbul, Budapest, Warsaw, Belgium, Barcelona, London, Iceland. Iceland's a good one. We're gonna restore it. Okay, so in Iceland, of course, we had a lot of driving. And so you go through, you're choosing, you know, where your waterfalls are, whatever this is. And so we've got our point A to point B. And the best things to do is when you're driving around is to get lost, get off the beaten path. We have GPSs, we've got things that are gonna help us. So when we've got our plan, we've got everything set up, we have our breakfast and we hit the car. And we have some of the greatest trips just driving around and getting lost. Greece was like that. We were in Crete and just, oh my God, it was amazing. Just getting lost. All right, PJ says, on the trips between Ohio and Texas, we would hold up and have to stop for a water break in Tennessee. It was the only way we could get him to stop. We would buy fireworks. Okay. Evie says that's my kind of trip. Love having a trip with monuments and quirky sights and then getting lost and finding yourself in a mystery. Yes. The funny thing is the blue lines are always taken by foot, aren't they? No, no. I tend to have a list of places I want to go, then decide which one to go in the morning once I know what the weather's going to be. Well, the weather never stops us. So what you're kind of looking at is if they are blue, that means they are selected. If they're not blue, they're not selected, and they're, you know, on a different day. So we've, you know, spent a week in Iceland. It was just spectacular. And yeah. Anyway, when people that we travel with, very rarely do we travel with people, let me put it that way. And I show them this, people freak out. People are like, I don't like to plan, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't want. It's like, that's fine. That's fine. This is not set in stone. This is just our itinerary for what we would like to do. So anyway, I think, you know, that is kind of an important thing to talk about when it comes to traveling, and how I travel. So, okay. Now I have no idea where I'm at. That was a good tangent though. Ooh, I like where this is going. Mine is all spreadsheets. The cool thing about that Triple-Matic is you make the trip, you've got everything set up, then you download it as a PDF. You can print it, save it on your phone. Wonder what if I'm pretty good at deleting the PDFs right off the bat. So I don't know if I've got any on my phone. Nope. No, I'm pretty good at deleting them. But they are, it's just, it's a time saver. Okay. It's nice to have a loose plan and then wander off it when you come across something interesting. Absolutely. But it's also a great way to keep you going in the right direction. Big mistake. We were in Dubrovnik and told my wife, I'm like, we're going up to the mountaintop. We're going to take the cable car up to the mountaintop and I want to photograph the sunset. Great. She's all for it. There's a museum up there about the war in the 80s. And so we go up, we go to the museum, we come out, I've got all my gear, start taking pictures of the sunset. It's beautiful, it's great. Then the sun is down and I did not look to see that the cable car stops running at sunset. So we had to hike down this mountain, no clue. I was using my focal light on my camera so we could see. We didn't have cell phones. Nope, there were no cell phones back then. Got down off this mountain on the other side of Dubrovnik, so we had to hike through then to get back into the old city. So these are one of the things that I do when it comes up on that Triple-Matic. It's giving you times and dates and whatnot. Okay. What's really nice is to have the time, and it's fantastic to have the money. Yeah. Okay. I think I like that. I like that a lot. That is giving me the contrast that I want. Let's get into the basics. Let's cool this down. Ooh, too much. Oliver says, oh no, my plans include all opening and closing times, especially where one's place opens early enough that I can visit on the way to another that opens later. And there's less people. That is another one. Less people. I've driven across the US long way, short way, and long halfway. Yes. Let's go in. No, not the color mixer. Color grading. Let's see what we want here. We're going to go into our highlights. No, we are not. Let's get out of that. We're going to reset that. We're going to jump back into our masks. Let's get into our inverted mask and let's warm up the... There we go. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to warm up the bird or cool down the bird. I wanted to cool the water, getting a little bit of blue, not too much. Let's see what we did here. Let me get back into the basics. Let's go ahead, reset that. Okay, now our bird is good. Remember, you can edit them in Lightroom, but not in real life, people. Let's get back into our mask. Cool. Let's cool that down. Just maybe right there. I'm digging that. We're going to grab another mask. Get a radio gradient. Let's not right now. Let's zoom in. Let's grab a radio gradient. And put this right over the eye. And I'm just bring that up. Hopefully that's not too much. Oh, I am loving that. You know, PJ, this is interesting. So my parents, they're in Oregon. And so to fly from Oregon to Germany, it is a hard trip. It's a tough trip. So I figured they were done. They've been here a few times. And they told me last night, they're like, hey, we want to come visit you next year. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I enjoy taking pictures, taking photos with no or very few people as possible. When I really like the scenery, makes me take some time, which is good. Yeah. The only real holiday I had was 2006 in USA, Colorado, Utah, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, New York, and Newark. That sounds like a heck of a trip, Robert. Traveling to East Texas is rough. Devlin says, I'm trying to figure out how I'll go to Germany without flying. My ears can't do airplanes. How many Atom mugs do you have around you? I usually only see the black one with the chrome edges. Okay. So for those of you that have been part of my stream for a while, this was the original mug of water. Because I never know how long I'm going to stream, I always make sure that I have plenty of water. Then somebody bought me, they said, you need a classier mug. So bought me a St. Louis Blues with my name on it. Hot, cold, sippy mug. And so I always have this one as a backup if I run out of this one. Okay. 19 days, 25,000 photos. Wow. Yeah, it's a sippy cup. All right. I am... Oh, Oliver. Somebody once told me I needed a classier mug, but they meant my face. Wow. I am really happy with where this one went. I feel we could crop it. Command Z. I'm gonna undo that. Unlock. Got a lot of space. Taking it like that. Go ahead. Yeah, that feels better. That feels better for me. Okay, let's go into our, not our details, let's go into our effects. Add a tiny vignette. Just darkening those edges up a hair. Now going into our details. Why was this sharpening set at 40? Why? Am I working on the right one? Yes, I am. Okay. All right. That is the before. That's the after. I feel it's too blue now. It's too blue. Let's go ahead, get into the masks. Go into our inverted. Bring that blue down just a little bit. Gotta add. Devlin says, I visited I visited Sweden a couple of times, have a road trip from Stockholm to Oslo, Norway, up to Trondheim, then Uma. We did... How long was that? We did all of Scandinavia. The bird is fine, but the water is too cold, I guess. Well, I wanted to get it just to pull some contrast out. Like it was so cloudy. We're not getting any contrast. Keep bringing that down. I'm sorry, I'm not talking very much. I am focused. Focused. Yeah, when we did our Scandinavian trip, let's see, we took overnight ferries, trains, we we started in Denmark, and we started in Denmark, we took overnight ferries and trains and made it all the way to the west coast of Norway, and then took a plane back. I think it was 2 weeks. It was wonderful. It's great. Okay. You know, the interesting thing is, I was thinking at one time doing a stream about the Triple-Matic, the PDF, the Cygic, and kind of going through and showing it off to the community. And I thought, you know what? I don't think you all would like it that much. So I haven't done it. Didn't do it. Now you're all saying I'd like it. Oh. Is it a fancy PDF and can you make one? I can show you really quick. Hold on. Hold on. Just hold on, Devlin. Jeez. Let me open the right. Open the right up. Let's see. Trips PDFs. Bring this back around. Okay. Let's see here. So, Voodoo. Let's trip to Norway 2023. We are talking about trip planning. Erfurt, Bruges, Amsterdam, Scotland, Chenza, Helsinki. Helsinki, maybe this is the one. Okay, so this was back when it was called Triple-Matic, as you can see right there. And the cool thing is, this is not a good one. Let's get out of that. Let me find the new one. Istanbul. Maybe Istanbul. Oh, and just so you know, this is interesting. One of the things that I like to do, because once I've made these, Constance, no. Once I've made these, and if there's anything I need to add, like maybe another map from a book, is I use Adobe Express and put it in. Edinburgh, Amsterdam, let's see here, let me find one. Madrid, Malta, Manchester, Milan, Naples, Norway, Northern Ireland. We do Northern Ireland. Oh, Shawn is holding out on showing us fun stuff. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually the way it looks. Now, back when I was doing this, so it's set up by day, and you put in, all right, I'm flying into the airport, we're going to the Dark Hedges, the Bushmill Distillery, and then we've got our lodge. So it gives you the map, it gives you the closes time, it gives you how long you're driving by car, how long it's going to take you, your distances. And as you put everything in the map, you can also add, if you need to put in notes, you put in notes like the addresses, or GPS coordinates, whatever you need. But as you go through, you got all of your days, wherever you're going. Then as you keep going, now it's giving you the Ireland or Northern Ireland, like all the information for what you need for that area. So it's quite nice. It gives you an overall map with the locations in which you're going to. These stars down here in Ireland are more, those are like the best places to go to within Ireland, but we were in Northern Ireland, not in Ireland. And then it gives you the breakdown of the dark edges, the castles, every place where you're going. Yeah. So this is the PDF, and of course you can customize it in whatever program, in Acrobat, Adobe Express, whatever you are good at working at. You can take it in. And so what I like to do is, do you have a photo version app as well? What do you mean a phone or phone version? My wife has it on the iPad, and so what, like, okay. So what she will do is she does the logistics. She's like, hey, you know what? We're going to Milan. I say, okay. And so since she kind of has an idea, she will make a trip on the iPad and she will go through, and if there's places and things that she wants to see, she'll put them in. Then she deals with logistics. She is her what is it? For the hotels, she actually has like a rating of genius for the app she uses, so she gets a discount when getting hotels. So she figures out the hotels, she figures out the logistics. It's Sygic. Let me actually, right here, Sygic, or it used to be called Tripomatic. So she'll start putting that together. Then she does a share from her iPad to my Mac. She shares it with me. Then I go through, I put in all the addresses, I do all the logistics, and I do a combination of looking at Sygic. Do I still have it open? I don't. Let me open this up really quick. Let's look at Madrid. Did my planning for my trip on Google Earth. That I love using Google Earth. The old photo style within Google Earth, because photographers want to share their photos. So you can actually really get in there and take a look at what people have seen. And usually I have Google Earth on that map or on that computer. I've got Sygic here, and then of course I've got books, and I'm looking at stuff like that. So I will put it together and figure out, okay, you know, this is where I'm going. This is what I want to do. This is, you know, and all of these are possibilities that you can add. So if I click on something, and what is this? This is a pharmacy. Okay, you can add to this trip, and it starts mapping out the way you should go. So you can move your things around. Let's get out of that. You can move everything around over here in whatever order you want. Is it called Sygic Travel Maps Trip Planner? I think it is. On mobile or iPad? Oh. Well, let me go look. Hold on. I don't have but the iPad here. Okay, so it says Sygic Travel, Bruce. And there's a suitcase for the icon. All right. So really important. So you come over here to your settings. If you need to add notes, you can add notes to it right there. You can set durations and time. I really don't pay attention to, a lot of this. It takes 4 minutes to walk to here, 1 minute, blah, blah, blah. So, and then once you're ready and you come up to your settings, you can print or download. You can invite participants. You can share the trip. So, thank you for that, Oliver. So yeah, I mean, it's super simple. Let me grab something. The Royal Palace of Madrid. So as you come over here, sometimes it has photos, sometimes not. This one is actually a 360 photo. It gives you the official residence of the Spanish royalty is a must-see. However, spotting the king here will be hard. So it kind of gives you the information. Then, of course, it's trying to sell you guides and whatever. Then we've got the admissions, the opening hours, links, your addresses. It has all the information right here. So before you add it, you can go ahead and add it. So then just click away and we're back. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you're familiar with Google Earth, they use OpenStreetMaps. Frank, take care. Have a great day. So, yeah. Okay. Let's get back over to Lightroom Classic. Where'd my bird go? There we go. Let me take a screenshot here for my thumbnail. Bam. Okay. All right. I think I am going to end things up here today. In 2 hours, Jack and I are going to be working on movie posters in Adobe Express. And yeah, I think that's it. So I want to thank you all for being here today. This was fun. I always love diving in and doing a little bit of editing, just playing around with some photos. Nothing too hard. nothing like triangles. So nothing hard. All right. So everybody have a great rest of your day. I will be seeing you in chat later. Stay safe, stay creative, just be nice. Take care, everybody. Bye. Bye, Bruce's mom.